Do you want to build a world in which your children are constantly manipulated? We don't have any democracy. There's authoritarian control. There's robots spying on you everywhere. Or do you want to live in a world in which we're getting ahead of these problems and not having to deal with the existential risks happening? What should governments and international bodies do to prevent AI-enabled surveillance or authoritarian misuse of robots and AI, online and physical, contributing to democratic erosion? And what countermeasures actually work?
In other societies, in authoritarian societies, AI is a fantastic tool to control people and limit their freedom. If we don't want this to be generalized, and if we don't want this to be actually to become a tool for controlling people, there should be in place, I would say, inherently mechanisms to avoid it. So I mentioned the point, and you also mentioned it, that the data and all the systems with which we interact collect data about us and know a lot about us. So you have a system which is really, in a way, very useful to people who want to control and to deploy mass surveillance on people. Again, I would say that there should be inherent properties of the AI systems to forget about you and to forget your data. If this data is used for a reason that is to better answer your questions and so on, okay, well, there should be some limits on it. Limits in time, limits in what kind of data is collected, how much it's considered, should be considered actually anonymous and not related to you, but more generally. So like in other domains, data is something that can be processed so that it's not you who are identified. And this again puts some burden on those who build the systems. But I think this is one point that should be considered to avoid to implement mass surveillance processes. But also there is our own responsibility in using the systems, which means we have to think about some guidelines on how to interact with these systems so that we don't disclose much about us.